What is up, my Lorcana Goons? I hope you guys are having a good week. This is Kevin with the Market Watch on Friday morning, October 6th. I am here with Zach Stone, owner of Stoneman Cards. This man is a professional card vendor. Say what's up.
How's it going, guys? I'm here again with my buddy Kevin. Stay tuned to see what's going on in the Market Watch and also check out the Your Games Online podcast.
Yep, thank you for shouting that out. Zach and I do a podcast on the Your Games online channel. We play Yu-Gi-Oh as well. That is our pride and joy. Obviously, we're in love with Lorcana, and I'm going to keep doing what I can for Lorcana, but we like all types of card games here. But let's go ahead into this Lorcana Market Watch, bro. So real quick, here's the front page of the TCG player. Zach, what do we feel about pre-orders?
I'll buy them.
Don't buy them. Yeah, awesome. You got A+ today, bro. So Zach passed the great vendor test. Giving good advice. Do not buy pre-orders. Not worth it. But we'll go on to everybody's favorite enchanted, everybody's chase card, Elsa. It's still above $800. I just wanted to point that out. Oops. I just wanted to point that out real quick.
And we got the legendary Enchanted Elsa, actually. Not the legendary one, the Enchanted Elsa. It has last sold at 845. That actually sold today. Today is the 6th.
Yep. Yep.
And it's only 7:40 a.m. here on the West Coast. So there might be some night dweller that was, up late at night thinking I gotta buy this Elsa. It's the cheapest it's ever been recently. I gotta buy this Elsa. So they pulled the trigger, and honestly, I see this being more of a genuine price than rather than it's like $1,000 price point that it did reach not too long ago. I gotta say, Kevin, you buying an Elsa for $850?
Me personally, I'm not, just because I just strongly feel like at some point, when there's a bunch of reprints, this has to go down at least a little bit. I'm not saying that this price isn't warranted in the long run. I just think right now I wouldn't buy it. And then plus, somebody did point out in the comment section that I wanted to go over. They pointed out that on eBay you can find PSA 10 graded enchanted Elsas, basically selling for the same price, $1,000, $1,100, very close, right? And a lot of people who aren't in the TCG market, they're kind of confused, wondering, oh, how come that's so close? Because they come from maybe a sports card background or something else where PSA is a little bit more prevalent. One of the things about getting like a PSA graded Elsa or an enchanted Elsa right now is that, like, right now, a lot of people who pull these cards or who look for them to buy them, they're pulling them with the intention already to get them graded, to keep them mint forever. It's not the same like authenticity you get when, like, in 1990 people pulled a Charizard and nobody really knew what to do with the Charizard, and then 20, 30 years later, obviously, like, some people still have them mint. It's a very specific timeline. Whereas the Elsa thing, people are pulling it with the intention to get it graded. So that's one of the reasons, by the way, why the PSA graded Elsa is like so close to the actual listing price. This isn't necessarily like inorganic. I don't think it's anything shady. I just think that there's so many PSA graded because people are doing it with that intention. So I think, let's say if you're somebody who is a collector and you want the PSA graded Elsa Enchanted, why not get that instead of buying the $800 one from TCG Player, right? But if you're a player who just wants to really have the highest rarity type of card in your deck, I think maybe you can wait a little bit. Maybe you can wait for more product to get released, and if you want to buy the product, maybe pull an Elsa or even just do some good trades for other enchanteds. That's another way to do it.
Definitely don't want to. Do not strongly suggest playing this in your deck. Just play the normal version.
Yeah,
So
no, I've seen it. I've seen videos. There's a dude on Twitter who shared a video. I will find that later. We'll go to the next enchanted Bell. I just want to point this out very quickly because Bell's still at like that $300 mark. Listings are no less than 300 though, and there's only 20 listings left. I think Bell's a very slept on enchanted, in my opinion. But I do want to mention the worst enchanted you can pull. I mean, an enchanted is an enchanted, right? But Hades is the cheapest one, officially the cheapest enchanted, significantly lower than even Aladdin, which is right above it, and Simba. But these are going for 150. 150 on TCG Player. I feel like valuing this at any more than 150 is not reasonable. It is the enchanted that has what, the worst effect. It's the least used in the meta. I think it's the least appealing as well. What do you think of the Hades enchanted? Undervalued or overhyped?
this is a collector card rather than being something that is like bought for its playability, and you're definitely looking at the reflection of the price, it doesn't have like any waifu tax whatsoever, and it's a villain. So a lot of people that are like picking up this card to collect, like, might relate to Hades, right? So they're gonna add this card to their collection. They're gonna only buy it while they can, buy it while it's cheap, and again,
Mhm.
this card could become playable later, but we don't want to assume that the price will skyrocket very like immediately. Like this card doesn't hit above $200 for a while, and when it does, it's not gonna stay at like 200 plus for long.
True. Good point. Good point. I kind of want one just to collect, but that's really about it. Speaking of collectibles, though, if you are someone who's interested in collecting, I do want to talk about the Mickey Mouse Musketeer promo, the Goofy Musketeer promo, and the brand new announced Donald Duck Musketeer promo. So these are all promos from certain conventions. Gen Con, which was in the United States, I believe GamesCon, which was in Germany or something. And I know the Donald is I can't pronounce where this one was held, but I know that this event was held literally this week in Europe. So this Donald is like brand new listing. I don't know how familiar you are with the Lorcana lore, Zach Stone, of like promo cards, but I just want to mention like the backstory of the Mickey because and the Goofy because the Mickey and the Goofy over the week had like a big fall, like lower than what they've been in a while. So they're now that they're less than like 150. I think that's a pretty interesting price that you can find them at if you're a collector. I remember when this card was first given out at Gen Con, they were giving them out to people in line for free basically. And a lot of people were reselling them on Facebook for around this market price 100, 200 was a little inflated. However, there was so much FUD, there was so much negative discourse, people laugh reacting, people making fun of the sellers, people telling the sellers, "Why are you selling this card at $100? It was given away to you for free." And it got to the point where I saw successfully like people were getting so discouraged that the price of this was falling all the way down to like $50, $40 on Facebook Marketplace, on eBay. You can look at the eBay sales and you'll find them that back. But I want to say it was in what, August, September maybe. There were sales for this going that low, and it was really because people from the community convinced a bunch of people who had this card that it wasn't going to be worth anything. And like now it's kept its price well over $100. It is falling now. The Goofy, almost similar situation, except by this time people already knew that the Mickey Musketeer was going to hold its value. So like this one stayed well over 100, but as you can see, it also had a little bit of a dip. Once 170 to 200 was the market value, and right now they're being sold for less than 150 as well. I don't know why these fell over the weekend, but these fell over the weekend, and I thought with the new Donald being announced, the prices would have gone up, but they did not actually. The prices really haven't been moving. The listings, there's less listings for those two. There's only about less than 20. And the Donald, this one just got listed. There's only one listing, and it's $200. I'm not saying buy this. I'm not saying this is a good price, but you'll see this a lot on Facebook right now. A lot of people are going to be getting rid of these on Facebook. OfferUp if you're in Europe or whatever. I think getting this for anywhere around $100 is a really good price personally, as if you're a collector, because having the Three Musketeers as the promo cards from the three different conventions around the world, that's going to be a cool collectible. I think. What do you think?
Has to be something that retains a lot of value long term, and that's where it's gonna have to like stand in my opinion. Like these are good, and then buying them when they're cheap and putting them away for a long time is what I would do, honestly, if I had a chance to buy them. I'm also just in no rush to collect anything Lorcana right now. Like that is where I am. I am not
Hmm.
here to collect the cards right now. I generally try to obtain cards to put them back out into the market and just give my honest opinion on like where I feel like prices are. These prices, at least on TCG Player, are a little bit more than what I'm seeing people sell them for on like Facebook and eBay. So just be wise of where you shop. Always look at and compare different options. And if you're not on social media, if you're not in any like Facebook groups, I understand, but you will have a different experience than others. So just be mindful of that.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out because it is true. You can find a lot of these cards cheaper if you do like the old school way of checking on Facebook, meeting people at locals, going on OfferUp. You'll find deals. Trust. So really look out for that. And like Zaxxon was saying, if you're into collecting cards, these are prices that are for reference. They're not the price of the cards. So if you feel like you should be paying $100 for this Donald less, then by all means make your offers, guys. Make your offers. So aside from that, the league promos are crashing, bro. This is another American economy style crash. Look at this. The Mickey promos are less than $20. They're less than $15 now. The Mickey League promos. What happened? And then the Yzma promos, same thing. These are like $5, $6 again. What's going on, man? Did we get gypped? Did we get finessed?
A lot, a lot of people can create buyouts in the market. I think this is something that no one is used to for Lorcana, but I've seen this. I've been to this rodeo before, so I get it.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do a buyout as long as you have a lot of money in your account. You can buy out every single card that's listed on there, especially when the listings are that low. Like you don't see 100 plus listings. Like you see 50, you see 40. You
Yeah.
can just add them all to your cart and click purchase.
There's only 32 listings for this Mickey promo, and as we've seen, the buyout has already happened. I feel like it'll happen again. I'm gonna probably get some Mickeys. That's just my opinion. So Mickey League promo, less than $15 right now, man. You can totally find those if you want those in your arsenal. But let's go into some singles. The Musketeer deck topped over the weekend at a pretty big event, and that list has been going around. So because of that, the price of the Mickey Mouse Musketeer foil, the rare, has gone up a little bit. These are easily $5 again. So if you got the Mickey Mouse Musketeer, these are $5 for the foils. Not just that one though, but the Musketeer Tabard as well. The Musketeer Tabard is the card that draws. That card is like, oh, I don't even think I have it here. I think I might have taken it off, but that card is like $2 in the foil right now. So Musketeer Tabard, that's another one you can probably get if you want, if you have some foils to get rid of. I think when decks top in the metal, obviously it changes the price of some stuff, the hype on some stuff. These are easily going to go for more than $5, maybe even six if you have a rare Mickey Mouse Musketeer. And then another good holo, in my opinion, is Jasmine. Jasmine foils right now are like $8. Did you know that, Zach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the cooler characters, some of the ones that people quote unquote relate to, just the ones that they collect the most. Those foil versions always have like intrinsic value. Um, and there's like a few like uncommons, like Olaf, for example. It's like a quarter and then $4 for
For the
the foil. So yeah, like these cards, these characters that people are attached to. I think Josh Gad was the voice actor for Olaf. So a lot of people really like Josh Gad. Um, yeah, there's definitely some things to look for when you could look at your cold foil prices and you look at your normal prices.
Yeah, it's like because Jasmine's a princess character, it's gonna have a little bit more value. Tigger. Nobody really plays Tigger, but it's an uncommon foil that goes for like $3 as well. Like to like a little bit more than a little bit more than 250. Just because I think it's the character that people are looking for. So if you have any like random like iconic characters that are foils, guys, you can definitely get rid of those. Oh, there's the Musketeer Tabard. The Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor foil is still super high, but the actual price of the Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor Legendary is still less, like selling for like around $20 or less. But the foil is dang near $75, $70. That is wild. Such a huge difference. So these character
You got
cards.
a cold foil price selling at 67. I sorry to interject,
Oh no,
but
you're good.
I
You're
did
good.
notice that on the last hold.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, damn near $70 almost, but it's still a crazy. It's like triple the price just because it's a Mickey Mouse, and you have a foil version of it. So yeah, man, some of the character foils do go kind of hard, do go kind of hard. BR guest foils because the Amber Steel deck is so popular. These are like $4. You know what I mean? Even five, I would say, depending on the day you're selling them at. These constantly move up and down, I as well because of the popularity of the Amber Steel deck. And Dragonfire is another one that is gonna always have it. Cinderella foils are going up too because of the Cinderella card that's coming out. I don't know if you guys knew that, but if you had some Cinderella foils, I would for sure hold on to those. Or even if you want to play the new Cinderella card and you're thinking that this is a good card to shift into, maybe start picking up some of those foils for Cinderella before this one goes up. It's an uncommon. You said it yourself that that uncommon Olaf is like $4 for a foil. I don't see why this Cinderella won't be a little bit more than $2 eventually. But yeah, that jumped up to like $2 to $3 over this weekend.
Foils are going to retain their value a lot better than the normal versions of these cards. And if you're able to afford and if you're able to start trading for the foil versions of cards, I strongly suggest that.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on trading up for my foils because I really want to keep the foils. I noticed that the foil market is a lot more liquid than the non-foil market right now. If you've been collecting foils, you've had a lot of bulk foils, look through them, guys. I guarantee you'll find some that are worth something right now because that, like you said, like foils are gonna retain their value. I do want to go over the Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. It's still the most expensive super rare in the set, right? Being less than $25 now, though. They're going a little down. If you can find some for some good prices this weekend, maybe this is the time if you really want to start building your deck. I personally think that right now, singles that are not foil are pretty cheap. So if you're trying to build a deck this weekend, it might be a good weekend to build a deck. That's just my opinion. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. You just pulled one right now from your packs, right, Zach?
Yeah, I did, and I recently acquired my fourth foil copy, so I have my set foil.
Um,
I think the card will always be able to be like a very strong card. Just any shift characters are always good in my opinion. We'll have to see how many characters actually have the resist ability.
mhm.
And again, resist will be an annoying thing for steel for sure. But there are plenty of combinations of colors that you can use with steel that like add more removal. Like for example, you can play Emerald Steel that have Genie and Mother Knows Best. Those cards return the cards to the hand, but a lot of there's that ability. Those abilities are undervalued in this game for some reason. When I feel like those are actually like one of the stronger abilities. Like tempo is really important. And just having characters on the board and having actual board presence can win you a lot of games, especially against certain matchups too.
Yeah. People are assuming this card's going to be mid after Resist comes out, but I don't know. I feel like we're overestimating and underappreciating the power of a Shift 4 6 character. I mean, you know what I mean? The next card I got here on is Genie on the Job, which has been going down a little bit, even though Emerald has been going up a lot. I know you wanted to talk about this, and you also mentioned Gantu and Taka, right?
The Ka and the Steel version is these are cards. All right, so I like to talk about the cards that aren't going anywhere in prices, and even cards like Gontu, for example. Like, are these prices going to get any lower? Is my thought behind it, and it may not be something that you want to like try and pick up all the copies you see, but it is something to think about that like there is a world where like cards like this can become very strong um
Mm-hmm,
one
mm-hmm,
day, and especially cards like Taka and Genie, in my opinion, like those cards are like I believe are undervalued,
mm-hmm.
and those prices have stayed the same.
Yeah.
Gone to on another in another in a specific meta will have its time in maybe more like control steel decks. Especially since like you can like probably have more of a board presence, and I think the little isn't the little Robin Hood a 2-drop?
Yeah, it's a two uninkable, but yeah, it's a two drop.
Yeah, so the like there's like characters that like you don't want to like have easily get challenged and die. So like when the cards like Robin Hood get released, like maybe late game against the aggro decks, like you'll actually have like a better chance.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people didn't appreciate Taka and now in chapter one, and like you're saying, there's a possibility it gets better in chapter two. The cold foil price is really high right now too. It's like $20 for a cold foil Taka, and they were never that high. I know you play
Yeah,
four in your deck, so maybe you're seeing something that people aren't yet.
right. Doesn't the new Cinderella let you challenge ready characters with any character?
Correct. No, I think it's with any character, yeah. Or it might just
Yeah.
be with
So
Cinderella.
Yeah, if it's just with Cinderella, then there is like no point in having this discussion. But something to think about if it is, so we'll find out. I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that.
um, Ursula's, the normal price for Ursula is going a little bit above $15 right now. I think this card's seeing like $16, went up a dollar. But I think this card is starting to see a lot more play than it used to. This card is overpowered in my opinion. So it's closer to $17. So Ursula's were like less than 15, and now they're going a little higher. They're a little bit more than 15 this weekend. The legendary Carefree Surfer Stitch, bro. These have just been going up. $30 is what they're basically selling at. I'd say you can find some for less, but like I said, TCG verified sales, guys. 26, 27. These are yesterday some were selling for 30, closer to 30. Today they've gone down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure these are gonna hit over that little 30 hill in a little bit. This Surfer Stitch is just so popular right now, along with Rapunzel. Like everyone is looking for these, and not only is everybody looking for them, they're just it seems like nobody has any to get rid of either, right?
The cool thing about this card is that there will be a lot more copies available, I believe, because this card will like go in and out of play. So you'll see people like need it at one point, then not need it at one point. So yeah, there is some things to think about.
So you think it's gonna go down in? I think it's gonna go down in price eventually. I think $30 is a little too high. I think it's gonna bounce out. So I don't know if it's a $30 legendary because like you said, it's gonna come in and out of play. It's good, but it's just not gonna be always good. It just depends on the meta. Hans, if you didn't get your Emerald cards last week when we were telling you to get your Emerald cards for cheaper, now you're gonna be paying a premium. Even the rare Hans is more than $10 now, bro. That's always nice to see. Again, 945 right here for the TCG verified with like more than 2,000 sales. So you're basically paying near $10 for a rare Hans for a vanilla for a 4 ink vanilla that has 3 lore. I made a deck with this. I only playing 2 of them because I don't think I need more than that. But that card is a $10 rare. Cusco's are more than $15. Let's go Cusco. What do we say, Zach Stone? We believe in Cusco, right? There's only 90 listings left. No verified people have them less than $15. The first verified seller has it for 1644, and that dude has 4,000 sales. So, Cusco is definitely there's definitely a rare that we're not appreciating. I picked up some copies this week from Zach, didn't I? Just because I think this is something I'm gonna probably just keep. I wanted to build an Emerald deck. Emerald is so popular right now. I think it's really good, right?
Well, yeah, I am a huge fan of the Emerald cards. I think Flynn Rider and Cheshire Cat are very strong characters. And Cusco fits in that line as well. So the Emerald cards greatly undervalued and only get better in the next set. And we've only seen like a handful of the cards released.
Yeah, so with the Emerald cards going up because that's being picked up in popularity, some people are getting rid of their Amber Steel cards, like we said last weekend, this week. So that means Rockstar Stitch is super low, bro. These Rockstar Stitches are killing me. They're selling for around $13 to $14 on TCG Player. It's kind of wild that Rockstar Stitch went this low. I think this card is really undervalued. Same thing, I believe, with the no, I just yeah, Rockstar Stitch and the Aerial Spectacular Singer. Aerial Spectacular Singer fell in price too a little bit. This one it used to be $10 on the dot, and now you're finding them for around $8, $9. And then it's just been going down. It's going. I don't think it's gonna really stop going down over this weekend. I think Aerial Spectacular Singer is amazing. This card is insane. It only gets better when more songs come out. So I don't think this should be less than $10. Aside from that, going low, you know what else is super low right now? Fishbone Quill. Fishbone Quills were more than $5 at one point, and now they're easily being sold for about 3.50, $4. I think that Fishbone Quill will see some cool play style with the Tiana that comes out in Chapter 2. Tiana might not be the only support card that you see that has that stipulation about having no cards in hand, like Beast Mirror. So for all we know, maybe Tiana gets a pump or something. I think Fishbone Quill will be really good for that. So this card is super low right now. And those are for the low cards. I do believe right now is a good week to buy cards that are non-foil because they're pretty cheap, right, Zach? Zach, and then John Silver. Let me get your opinion on John Silver because this dude is just going. Do you think he's gonna go over 30? You think he's gonna hit that $30 mark like the Surface Stitch?
No, he won't hit 30. You'll see him creep up to close to 25, but he'll stay where he's at for a while.
Okay,
A
okay.
lot of people think he'll just gonna go up later, but I believe in him and I like the card. He's a very good card. Trust me, one of the few cards that like when you're staring down when you're staring down a board where they can quest for game on the following turn and you have John Silver, you can literally win the game.
Yeah, right, right. That's kind of crazy. I definitely think this card warrants a $20 value at least. So this is probably the cheapest you're gonna find John Silver at for a while. But yeah, any last thoughts? I did want to just go. Yeah, any last thoughts, Zach?
Yeah, don't buy any of the pre-orders for any of the Rise of the Floodborn on TCG Player. Literally buy absolutely zero pre-orders unless you are organizing some with your local game stores. Definitely reach out to your local game stores and find out if they're offering any. Not every local game store will. However, I decided to take a little bit of time during the market watch, and I'm just not happy with what I'm looking at on the TCG Player pre-sales for Rise of Floodborn. So,
Yeah.
do not buy anything, not even the singles, guys. Just keep your heads up.
Heck yeah, thank you for the advice, man. I really appreciate it. That's what we're here for to make sure that everybody does some healthy shopping, some good-minded activity for Lorcana. All right, man. You Lorcana goons have a good rest of your week. I hope you guys learned something at this market watch. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if there's anything you want us to go over next time, and we'll see you goons later.